Iran's Christian history in a Muslim country. Iran, mostly known for its Shia Muslim people, also has a long Christian history. Christianity in Iran shows how strong faith can be and how cultures mix. From the Assyrian Empire to the time Islam became powerful, Christianity shaped Persia's art, buildings, and books. We will focus on the story of Iran's Christian history, going way back to the beginning of Christianity. We'll look at times of peace and conflict, showing how Christianity, Zoroastrianism, and Islam all connected. Christianity in Iran is a bright thread in Iranian society. We will explore amazing old churches and monasteries. We'll look at the books and art made by Iranian Christians. We'll also talk about the hard times and persecution they faced. Join us as we discover the hidden story of Christianity in the land of Cyrus. Stories say the Apostle Thomas brought Christianity to Persia on the Silk Road. Jewish people already living in Persia helped spread the message. Merchants, travelers, and soldiers also spread Christianity. Early Christian groups started in the 1st century AD and they were often persecuted, but they were strong, and that helped Christianity grow in Persia. They helped each other and mixed Christian teachings with their own culture. Even with difficulties, they changed how religion worked in Persia. Their kindness and strong faith impressed lots of people. The Church of the East, also called the Nestorian Church, began in Persia. It had its own special beliefs and ways of worshiping. Even with disagreements, the church grew during the Sasanian Empire. The king supported it, and it spread to India and China. The Church of the East connected the East and the West. The Sasanian Empire was a good time for the Church of the East. Christianity helped the East and West share ideas and culture. Christian artists made beautiful art and buildings in Persia. Even when things were hard, the church stayed strong. This time helped the church survive for many years. Amazing people made a big difference for the church and everyone. Bardaisan's songs and Afrahat's writing inspired people. Dadisho helped the church become more independent in the Sasanian Empire. These heroes of faith kept Christianity alive in good times and bad. We still remember them today. When Islam became powerful, religion in Persia changed a lot. The Sasanian Empire was defeated by Islamic armies. Even with problems, the Church of the East was still important. Arguments and politics made the church weaker. The clash of cultures was a big test for the Church of the East. When Islam came to Persia in the 600s AD, it changed everything. It changed religion, government, and daily life. Christians faced big changes. Islam brought challenges and new opportunities. Relations between Muslims and Christians were complex. Islamic armies quickly moved through Persia. They defeated the Sasanian Empire in 651 AD. Zoroastrianism, the main religion, was in trouble, temples were destroyed, and people had to convert or live under Muslim rule. Christians also felt the impact. They had to wait and see what the new rulers would do. The new Islamic leaders wanted peace and order. They decided to be practical. Christians and Jews were called people of the book. They could practice their religion if they paid a special tax. This wasn't perfect, but it allowed coexistence. Islam didn't make Christianity disappear in Persia. Some Christians converted, but most kept their beliefs. They wanted to keep their religion in this new world. Churches remained, and the Church of the East continued. They worked to keep their traditions and beliefs alive. In early Islamic Persia, Muslims and Christians had a complex relationship. Politics, social issues, and religious beliefs caused tensions. Yet there were also times of peace and cooperation. Cultures mixed, sharing art and ideas. Christians had protection, but faced restrictions. They couldn't build new churches or openly show faith. Many lived in specific areas and had certain jobs. Despite this, Christians excelled in scholarship and business. The period was rich in learning and knowledge exchange. Muslim and Christian scholars shared ideas. The House of Wisdom in Baghdad was a key center. Christian scholars shared Greek philosophy and science. This enriched Islamic learning and culture. Christian art influenced Islamic art and architecture, seen in Persian carpets, mosque writings, and palaces. This era showed coexistence was possible, though challenging. The Mongols conquered many places in the 1200s AD. They changed everything in Persia, including religion. The Mongol Ilkhanate, the new government, brought both destruction and religious tolerance, especially for Christians. But this good time didn't last long. New Islamic rulers brought new challenges. The Mongol rulers wanted to control their big empire. They were open to different religions. Christianity became stronger again, churches were rebuilt, missionaries could travel again, and some Mongol rulers even became Christian. The Church of the East grew stronger and reconnected with other Christian groups. The good times under the Mongols didn't last. The Ilkhanate ended in the 1300s AD. New Islamic rulers like the Timurids and the Safavids brought stricter Islamic rules. Christians had a harder time again. Many had to convert, and their communities became smaller. This time of change was important for Christians in Persia. The good times under the Mongols were short, but they showed what was possible. Christians had to keep adapting to a changing world. The story of Christianity in Iran is not just about religion, it's about how they shaped the culture and ideas of the country. Even when things were hard, Iranian Christians made Iran a better place. They added to its art, literature, and philosophy. Their contributions are important parts of Iranian identity. Iranian Christians did a lot for language and literature. The Church of the East used Syriac, which helped save ancient Greek writings. They translated many philosophy, science, and religious books. These translations were important for sharing knowledge with the Islamic world later on. Iranian Christians also wrote their own books and poems. People like Bardassan, Afrahat, and Narsai wrote about their faith and the challenges of living in a mostly Muslim society. Their writing shows what it was like to be Christian in Persia. Iranian Christians also influenced music. Their music used old church music and Persian melodies. Their hymns are beautiful and meaningful, and they are an important part of the music of the region. These contributions are important to remember. You can see the influence of Christianity in Iran's art and buildings. You can see it in old churches, paintings in monasteries, and even small details in Persian art. Even though it was sometimes hard to build new churches, Iranian Christians still made beautiful art. When the Church of the East was strong, they built beautiful churches and monasteries. These buildings had carvings, mosaics, and big arches. These places were important for worship, learning, and community. Their style mixed Persian and Byzantine ideas, showing how the church connected East and West. Inside these churches, Christian artists made beautiful paintings. They showed stories from the Bible, the lives of saints, and geometric patterns. These paintings taught people about their faith and made the churches beautiful. Some of these paintings are still around today. Christian artists also worked outside of churches. They were good at metalwork, making textiles, and decorating books. They often worked for royalty or wealthy families. You can see their influence in Persian carpets, ceramics, and books. These artistic contributions are important reminders of the Christian presence in Persia. The story of Christianity in Iran shows how strong faith can be. Iranian Christians adapted to many changes and challenges. From secret meetings to living as a minority in a Muslim society, they learned to adapt and contribute to their country. When Islam came to Persia, it was a big challenge for Christians. Some became Muslim, but most kept their faith. They had to learn how to live as a minority and keep their traditions. Over many years, Iranian Christians faced persecution and discrimination. Sometimes they had to hide or move to remote areas, but they never gave up their faith. Their churches were places of hope and comfort. The story of Christianity in Iran is not just about surviving, it's about resilience, adaptation, and the power of faith. Their contributions to Iranian culture and their ability to adapt are inspiring. Christianity in Iran has changed a lot in the last 100 years. The Iranian Revolution in 1979 brought new challenges and opportunities for Christians. The new government focused on Islam, which made things uncertain for religious minorities. Many Christians left Iran after the revolution. They were worried about persecution and wanted better opportunities. They moved to places like the United States, Canada, and Australia. This created new Christian communities outside of Iran. Even with these challenges, there are still Christians in Iran. They are a small minority. The biggest groups are the Armenian Apostolic Church and the Assyrian Church of the East. The Armenian Church is officially recognized, but the Assyrian Church has more restrictions. Christians in Iran today have a complicated life. They have some religious freedom, but there are many rules. Converting from Islam to Christianity is against the law. Christians can worship in their churches, but they can't try to convert other people or show their faith too much. The future of Christianity in Iran is uncertain. There are many challenges, both inside and outside the country. The problems between Iran and Western countries sometimes make things difficult for Christians. But there is still hope. Iranian Christians have a long history and have contributed a lot to their country. The internet and social media help connect Christians in Iran with each other and with Christians around the world. The future of Christianity in Iran depends on many things. The government's policies, its relationship with other countries, and the role of international groups are all important. The resilience of the Christian community will also be important. The story of Christianity in Iran shows how important faith is and how complicated religious identity can be. It is a long and complex story. It shows how strong faith is and how cultures influence each other. It's a story that's not often told. From the beginning of Christianity to today, Christianity has been a part of Iranian society. We've seen times of peace and times of hardship. We've seen the resilience of Iranian Christians and their contributions to their country. The Church of the East connected the East and the West, and it left a lasting legacy. Even with persecution, Iranian Christians have stayed strong. They adapted to changes and kept their traditions. They have made Iran a richer and more diverse place. The story of Christianity in Iran is still happening today. It reminds us how important religious freedom is. The future of Christianity in Iran is challenging, but there is hope. The challenges are real, but the strength of faith can help people get through difficult times. The Iranian Christian community is small, but it has a long and rich history. Their churches are symbols of their faith. Their stories and traditions show their commitment to their beliefs. It is a story of faith and resilience. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Suwa Trending Topics.